Welcome back to another episode of Diabetes 180. Today we're talking about 3 crucial steps to start succeeding in your life goals, especially if that life goal is a change in lifestyle to improve your health. But it can apply to almost anything in life because we all know the human struggle of setting a goal and failing to reach it and trying again, rinsing and repeating. You have a diet, for example, and then the very same day you commit to that diet, you're downing donuts and you forget your commitment. So I know this struggle, personally. The people that are in our coaching program, of course, are going through this struggle. And I want to make this video so that you can know the steps that we take to succeed in your lifestyle changes or life goals, whatever they are. So there's 3 we're going to highlight. Of course, this is not exhaustive, but I want to guarantee that I can absolutely guarantee that if you apply these 3, you will find that you'll be more successful than you ever were before at achieving, maintaining your life goals and healthy habits that you're trying to form today. So step number 1 is simple. Set SMART goals. Okay, SMART goals. I don't know if you're familiar with the acronym SMART, but it's very simple. I love it. SMART is an acronym that stands for specific. Make sure your goals are specific. Something that is measurable. Something that is attainable. Something that is relevant, and something that can be time-based. In other words, you can set a time or a deadline to meet it. If your goal does not meet those criteria, I was going to say 4, is that SMART 5? 5 criteria, then you're probably not setting a SMART goal, okay? So first off the bat, make sure your goal is SMART. Specific, all right? Measurable, attainable, relevant. Another word for relevant is realistic. Make sure it's something that actually agrees with your career, your education, your skill set, and of time-based, something that you can measure and put a deadline and say, okay, I'm going to reach this goal by this date. Some of us are just not making SMART goals. They're either unachievable or they're not specific enough to measure. And so that's why we're failing. So step number 1 to be successful in lifestyle changes and making healthy habits concrete and not liquid, changing with the times, make sure they're SMART. So number 2 is also very important. So a lot of us take a slow and steady approach when we're making lifestyle changes. We think that, okay, well, I don't want to overwhelm myself. If I go slow and steady, changing just a little bit here, a little bit there at a time, then I'll be more successful. Well, I want to ask you, how successful have you been with the slow and steady turtle that wins the race pace? Many of us don't really succeed in that, and there's science behind it. There's studies behind it, I should say. Studies show that if you make big changes, right? Big changes actually are able to cause you to see results faster. These results that you see end up reinforcing the changes you're making. Okay, so say you're trying to lose weight. Okay, you might decide, I'm going to have just 1 cheat day a week, and you find that cheat day becoming 2 or 3 cheat days a week. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Okay, it's easy to be strong for the first week, maybe the second week, but eventually, because there's no change in the scale, because the pants still tight around the waist, you don't really have any positive reinforcement to continue in this lifestyle change. But if you said, you know what, I'm going to go hard for 3 weeks, no junk food, no dairy, right? No cheese, nothing fatty. I'm going to exercise at the gym regularly. I'm going to get a personal trainer. I'm going to start going to bed on time. I'm going to carry a water bottle everywhere I go. You start to make big changes, even if it's multiple little changes, but you're making massive changes. You're going to see the difference quicker, right? And this is what I've experienced myself. I mean, years I struggled with the slow and steady, going back and forth between vegan to eating a burger at Burger King, in between shifts, and I was like struggling with consistency. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to go hard or go home, right? Once you take this method of diving into the lifestyle change and embracing bigger changes instead of smaller ones, you're going to see changes faster. I started to see that my pants, started to get a little loose around the waist. I started to see the scale drop. I felt more energetic. I started seeing more of my, muscles showing as I get to the gym. And all these changes that I felt and saw reinforced the little changes I was making every day. So if you're going the slow and steady route, maybe you need to quit that. No cheat days, okay? And go dive right in. Think of it like if you're going inside a cold pool. Is it better to just stick your toe in the pool and maybe slowly submerge yourself? No, you gotta dive in. So the second step to being successful at lifestyle changes is to dive into them, not slowly submerge yourself, right? Because the cold, frigid waters of those changes will have you back on shore, all right, where you started. And the third step to be successful in lifestyle changes and setting a positive habit, setting yourself up for positive habits, is to track your progress. This is something I had to learn also the hard way, going back and forth and flip-flopping with my goals. It wasn't until I started to track my progress, I started to actually quantify to see if the steps and measures I was taking was actually working. If you're not tracking your success, right, this actually goes back to the SMART, time-based, the T. If by a certain date and time you can't say that you've achieved your goal, then you got to go back to the drawing board and figure out what you are doing wrong. Right? You don't know what, I like to quote one of my favorite personal trainers. You probably know his name. You don't know what to do if you don't know what you did. Okay. Track your progress. Write down, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, the steps you're taking, and if they are successful. Of course, how you track your progress is going to vary based on what the goal is, but find a way to quantify your success by counting, measuring, writing it down so that you can know, well, am I on the right track, or do I need to go back to the drawing board? Okay, so those are the 3 steps. I hope they're simple enough. Of course, this is not an exhaustive list of things to do to be successful, but these things are crucial. You do these 3 things, I guarantee you're going to start winning at the battles you are losing today. Okay, there are some bonuses I can also throw out there. Joining a like-minded community is a big one. That's why we formed Diabetes 180. If you're on Facebook, definitely check that Facebook group out. But join communities. Try to find like-minded people who are also trying to achieve and win at the very thing you're trying to win at. Join those groups, join those communities, join those meetups, and you'll find yourself more successful. That's a little bonus, right? If I would say something that must be done. So if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section below. I love to read them. And also take advantage of our free service. We have a free mini coaching session in the description section. So if you're interested in that link to get a free mini coaching session, that's 3 emails that gives you guidance on making lifestyle changes that will last forever. We can provide that to you in the description section. Find that link. Again, my name is Bertus, and as I always say, beloved, I pray above all things that you may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. See you next week.